Hey guys, welcome back to the 401 on Tech. Today we're reviewing AtGames VIBS board, the Video Input Backglass SwitchBoard. Now this is going to allow us to have two displays with our PC and also easily be able to switch back and forth to the AtGames and our PC inputs. So without further ado, we're going to get into it right after this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and unbox this so we can see what comes with it. So first off, you have your little instruction pamphlet here that says what's inside and how to install. And then first thing you have here is your black button and your JST cable for your button. That's inside of that. And then you have your micro switch for the button as well here. Now here they give you an extra EDP cable. If you have the newer model, you're going to need this. The older model, which we have, we don't need it. We're just going to use our existing EDP cables. And then finally you have your PCB board. Get that out of the bag. So here you can see it here. And you have your two EDP connectors for the cables. You also have your HDMI port and the 2-pin connector for your button. So there you have it. And this is everything here that comes in the box.
Okay, so you're going to need the key that came with your Legends Pinball so you can take off the back door of the back glass. And put that aside very carefully. And you use the same key to do the lower door as well because you're going to need access to that as well. And you want to remove this tape that's holding the speaker wire down because you're going to need to make space for the VIBS board. So I'm going to move that tape and then gently push these wires down in this access hole. And you're going to disconnect well, first you have to take the tape off. And you're going to disconnect the two EDP cables, the one for the back glass and the lower playfield. Move that aside very gently while you take off the connector from the top EDP cable, and you just slide these black bars up to release the ribbon cable very carefully because these are very delicate cables. Now you take your VIBS board PCB that have the stick-on PCB feed attached, and we're going to put it into place. Okay, now you're going to take the EDP cable for the back glass and connect it to the EDP port. It's labeled back glass on the VIBS board, and you want to lift up on the black tab, insert the EDP cable, and then you push down to lock it into place. Now you want to place this so your EDP cable for the back glass is pretty much vertical. You don't want it too far to the side or too far over so you don't put any stress on it. Now you take the EDP cable from the bottom that's for the main playfield, and you're going to attach it to the side connection here on the board, as you can see. And you kind of need to take some tape from the bottom off, some foam tape, so you can just have a little bit more leadway, and you stick the cable in and you push the black bar down to lock it into place. And then you get some extra help, make sure that it's actually locked in place. And there you have it. That's installed. Now we can move on to installing the HDMI extension cable. You want a 90-degree one, it just makes for a cleaner install. and we'll have the part to the one we bought from Amazon listed below. And plug that in. Now we move on to taking off the arcade control panel. So it's the same process. You take the lock bar down and then the sidebars. Take that off. Got 3 screws in the front and 5 on each side, and you lift it out very gently because you're going to need to disconnect the USB and the 2-pin connector that's connected to the control panel. And you just lift it out. And now we're going to drill our hole for our button. So we found the spot off to the left side, and you just want to drill down, but you don't want to drill all the way through so you don't tear the vinyl overlay or whatever the material is on the faux wood on the bottom. And to make a hole for a button, you're going to want a 1 1/8 inch Forstner drill bit. Okay, now we're installing our switch into our button. Feel the clicking actuation, and you're going to plug in your JST 2-pin wire. The one goes to the board, and the other end with these quick disconnects go onto the switch here. That's installed. And here we're connecting the 2-pin JST cable to the board in this connection here. Now you can see it's switching from the blue light to the green light, so we're switching from the AtGames to whatever we're going to have connected to the HDMI, which in our case will be our PC running various pinball programs. You're going to want to feed your wire to the front so you can install your button where you drill the hole. Come from the bottom up, and fits in there nice and snug. And now you're going to put the collar, the screw down collar on to put it into place. Now we're installing our switch that we cut from the back onto the button, and here's the install of our button. So a little bit of taking your time, and now you can see we have a PC connected and we have 2 PC screens. Okay guys, so install wasn't too bad, and we had to drill 1 hole and put it on the PCB feet. That was a little, getting those in was a little troublesome, but got those in.
Yeah, to mount the PCB to the back of the...
To mount the PCB to the back. The EDP cable, those are like the weakest part, just getting those cables in. That takes a little bit. Just take your time and you can get it in there.
Yeah, and if you don't want to mount it, I mean, we just found it easier and more of a clean setup, mounting it to the thing. But I mean, you can just kind of like drape it in there, whatever, if it makes it easier for you, if you don't want to mess with the PCB feet and sticking it on.
So that's going to allow us to have 2 HDMI screens going to the computer, and then the main body of the AtGames as another monitor. So we have 3 monitors, a backglass, a DMD, and the main play field, and to be able to install Pinball Emporium, which is going to get us Future Pinball, Video Pinball, and then we'll also be able to have Pinball FX3, right in that nice interface, and have that all going.
Yeah, so we're super excited to get the Pinball Emporium up and running. So this is kind of like our last step. We do have to do the 3rd little display monitor for the DMD, but I mean, we're pretty much ready.
Yeah, we have the IPS panel for that. We're just going to figure out where we're going to mount it. We might just set it up for now as we figure out what other kind of modifications we want to do, because we really don't want to have to do a lot of drilling. There's some like flat HDMI cables that you can get and like tuck down behind, so we're going to see that. But in the next video we'll have Pinball Emporium installed, we'll have 3 monitors going, and more pinball. So stick with us, we're getting there. Yeah, so remember to like and subscribe, and to thumbs up the video if you can to help us out a bunch, and share this video with friends, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.